MusicBuilder enables to create interactive music segments from any music files. In this video, we'll see how to prepare your music files for interactive usage with MusicBuilder. So let's open the tool. First, select a project, log in, and from the main window, click the library access. Here, you should have possibly one demo track available or none, and you can select the location where the new libraries entries will be provided. Afterwards, you can share all these new library entries with another project or another user by simply selecting the corresponding directory or clicking on the corresponding lib.mml file. But let's build a new entry. Okay, so let's name it new music. That's it. And then what you need is to provide a description of your music to MusicBuilder. And this is done through a very simple Reaper file. So let me open Reaper. Let me open also a location where there is a music file. The very first thing to do is to make sure that you have the right BPM and signature, okay? Then you simply drag and drop your music files, first the full mix, and then all the stems, making sure that they are well aligned with the full mix, okay? Now, on the full mix, what you're going to provide is the cuts where you'd like to see the music items, we call music units. So possibly you can put a first cut here. And what is important is to make sure that you do it as precisely as possible. For instance, here, cutting in the middle of the notes is not perfect, and it's certainly better to put it over there. Okay. Then you'll have to process with these cuts on the entire piece of music. This typically takes a few tens of seconds to a few minutes, depending on how well you know your piece of music. And then this full mix is going to be used as a guide for the tool to automatically let all the stems according to the cuts, but taking into account the specificities of the music in the stem, so that all the trailing notes, incoming notes, will be kept when necessary, so that when they are grouped again to build the real music units, the sound is going to be perfect. Okay. What you can also do is add tags to these music items by simply adding a tag one, for instance, followed by a colon and unit 1, for instance. And you can also add additional tag 2, beginning, etc. Okay, this is not compulsory, but all the tags will show in the library usage so that you can use them as filters. So once you're done, simply save your file, and this file can be used within MusicBuilder. But first, I want also to make sure that you see the syntax of all the files. So the full mix must include lower or uppercase, the full mix string. The other files, the stem files, must all begin with the same entry, usually the name of the music, the stems upper or lower case, and a specific naming that describes the stem. Okay. Now, the arcade Reaper file is available. Let's open it through MuseMind. Okay. And let me suppress this one. And automatically MuseMind detects the full mix, the stems, and provides a first full mix that includes all the stems. You can, of course, add your own mixes that will be based on your own set of stems, and then simply build the library. Building the library means that the tool is going to make a huge processing over all the stems to cut precisely while keeping all the music and audio performance the best as possible. And it's really cuts that are similar to what you would do as a sound designer. This activity usually takes a few minutes. Once the build library is finalized, you can check the result with a new Reaper file that is automatically prepared by the tool that I can show you here, that shows the cuts made along the full mix. But as you can see, some of the stems have some pieces of music that begin a bit before or later. And to make sure that when they are reassembled, they will make perfect music music items. Okay, you can always modify the proposal by extending or reducing the music related to a stem, or by changing its fade in or fade out. Okay. However, usually the tool makes a very good job out of it, and none or very limited changes need to be made by hand. Okay. Whenever it is the case, simply make your change, save the file. Oh, sorry. Go back to MusicBuilder, replace Reaper, okay? And this automatically replaces the original file with the one that you've been modifying, that is taken into account. This second step usually is very quick, okay? Once you're done and you have selected your mixes, simply click on Finalize. That is going to build all the music units on your mixes using the cuts specified on the stem. This again can take a few minutes. And this is it. So you simply save and close, install locally. This again can take a few minutes. You can close the window, create a new folder, add a playlist, add a segments, select your new music, the various mixes that you've selected, and begin listening to the music units and building new segments by simple drag and drop and building the segments. Thank you for your attention. This ends this video.